have the privilege this morning of introducing our speaker, Mr. Derek Shelton. He is Vice President of Sales for the Georgia Lottery Corporation. He coordinates the sales and operational activities and programs among the lottery's corporate headquarters, the statewide district offices, and the warehouse. He develops sales goals, sales programs, and monitors the sales performance for the Georgia Lottery, which provides $1.2 billion to the state of Georgia each year for Georgia's Hope Scholarship and Georgia's pre-K program. A lottery industry veteran, he provides focus, direction, and motivation for the sales team supporting Georgia Lottery's mission to maximize revenue for Hope and pre-K. Since inception in 1993, the Georgia Lottery has returned $21.6 billion to the state of Georgia for education. More than 1.9 million students have benefited from Hope scholarships and grants, and more than 1.6 million four-year-olds have attended the pre-K program. So let's give Mr. Shelton a welcome.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Taylor, and who's your chamber president, and also Ms. Elsie Stevens, who's your 2020 chamber chair. Thank you for allowing me an opportunity to be here this morning. I'm Derek Shelton, as was just stated. I'm the Vice President of Sales for the Georgia Lottery Corporation. On behalf of Georgia Lottery President and CEO Gretchen Corbin, I want to thank you for the invitation to be here this morning. Today, I thought I would give you a quick update on how our operations at the Georgia Lottery Corporation and talk a little bit about our plans to continue to maximize revenues for the important educational programs funded with lottery dollars, specifically Georgia's nationally recognized Hope Scholarship and pre-K programs. I'll also share how these dollars have directly impacted your community. Before discussing where we're going, to give you some kind of context, let me tell you where we've been and where we are now as a business. Lotteries have been used as a means to raise revenues in Georgia for longer than most people realize. In colonial times, lotteries funded George Washington's army. The building of Harvard, Yale, Princeton, and Dartmouth were funded with lottery dollars. The first lottery in Georgia were authorized in 1784 and 1785 to raise monies for a hospital in the city of Savannah. In the late 1800s, lotteries fell out of favor, and it was not until the 1960s that lotteries returned to the United States. Modern lotteries began in New Hampshire in 1964. In November of 1992, the people of Georgia passed a constitutional amendment allowing a lottery in Georgia. The issue of bringing a lottery to Georgia, a vision of Governor Zell Miller, was controversial, and the vote demonstrated this, passing by a narrow margin of 51% to 49%, so it almost didn't happen. The Georgia Lottery Corporation was established to oversee and operate the lottery and was set up as a public benefit corporation. The lottery did not and does not receive state appropriations. Governor Zell Miller and the legislature had the vision to set up the lottery in a way that allows flexibility to respond to market conditions, but also have appropriate legislative oversight. We are not a state agency, and we receive no appropriations. In order to get the ball rolling, so to speak, we, like other businesses, at startup had to take out a loan. And we did so by taking out a loan for $15 million. Fortunately, we were able to pay back that loan within a week of being in business. All I can say is that we had a great week. On June the 29th, 1993, the Georgia Lottery began selling instant tickets. On the first day alone, we sold more than 13 million tickets and generated around $4 million for education to the state, in the state. Fast forward, this past year, FY19, the lottery set a record in the state for returns, surpassing $1.2 billion back to the state. To date, the lottery has raised more than $21.6 billion for education. Thank you for what you have done, what you are continuing to do, and what you will also do. The lottery has seen 8 consecutive years of growth in returns, with 4 of those years returning over $1 billion to the state for Hope and Pre-K. And I am pleased to say that we are off to another great start this fiscal year. Where does the dollars go? Lottery proceeds in Georgia, by law, fund educational programs. More specifically, they fund the nationally recognized Hope Scholarship and Pre-K programs. Governor Miller was convinced that if we could provide students a high-quality start to their education via Pre-K, and then give the best and brightest students a reason to stay in Georgia on Hope, chances were they would remain here, work here, create jobs here, raise families here, and that is exactly what has happened. We raise the dollars and transfer them quarterly to the state. The governor and legislature allocate these dollars. We do not administer the educational programs. We simply help make them possible. Our dollar breakdown for FY19, players won $2.88 billion in prizes. $1.21 billion was returned to the state for education. Lottery retailers earned $280.5 million. Over 80% of our retailers are small businesses. Retailer commissions are statutorily set. The remaining 4% goes to vendors, contractually set at 2%. Personnel costs, 1.1%. Marketing and advertising, 0.8%. We create approximately 80 new millionaires a year. Our largest winner ever in Georgia was in 2013 with a $648 million Mega Millions jackpot. 2 winners split the jackpot. One in Georgia, a Stone Mountain resident who purchased her ticket in the Buckhead area in Atlanta. Her share of the jackpot was $324 million. With the cash option, she won $178.8 million before taxes. Lottery is good for business, and it continues to be good for business. Every dollar spent on a lottery ticket is reinvested into the economy. I mentioned the commissions earned by retailers, of which we have more than 8,600 throughout the state. We also have business partnerships with more than 270 vendors in Georgia. We have over 370 employees in 8 district offices around the state. And we participate in more than 200 community events a year. The Lottery and Hope has had an impact on economic development in the state. Business and employers looking to expand or relocate to Georgia know that thanks to Hope, they will acquire a skilled, educated workforce, and their employees and their children can benefit from these lottery-funded educational programs. So it truly has served as an economic development incentive. The Georgia Lottery model. I'll give you some context as to where the Georgia Lottery currently stands in the lottery gaming industry, and you might be surprised. Today, there are lotteries in every Canadian province. There are 45 in the United States and 10 in the District of Columbia. There are approximately 180 publicly operated lotteries worldwide in at least 100 countries. We return double the industry average in per capita dollars to beneficiaries. In the Southeast, we consistently rank in the top for sales and per capita returns to beneficiaries. Nationally, the Georgia Lottery ranks number 2 in per capita sales and number 5 in the entire world. The Georgia Lottery not only generates profits that are more than double the industry average, but it does so in an efficient manner. Our operating expenses as a percent of sales are the 10th lowest in the nation. Now, overall, statewide, to date, more than 1.6 million students have gotten a jump start to their education by attending a high-quality pre-K program, and more than 1.5 million students have had the opportunity to attend college on Hope. Since the lottery's inception in 1993, in Lawrence County alone, through 2019, more than $48 million has gone to more than 11,000 4-year-olds who have attended lottery-funded pre-K. Approximately $60 million has gone to nearly 14,000 students who have gone to college on a lottery-funded Hope Scholarship or grant. At Middle Georgia State University, which has a Dublin campus, more than 16,000 students have earned more than $48 million in Hope Awards. Oconee Falls Line Technical College, which also has a Dublin campus, more than 13,000 students have benefited from more than $28 million in lottery Hope funds. Players in Lawrence County have won $297 million in prizes, and retailers have earned more than $33 million in commissions. On January the 21st, there was a $379,399 Fantasy 5 winner in Dublin. I know that I have thrown a lot of numbers at you today, but one that stands out to me is this. Each day, the Georgia Lottery raises over $3.3 million for these programs. That is not sales, that is direct transfer to Hope and pre-K. So the question we are often asked, and our focus is, how do we maintain this momentum? How do we continue with our growth? We understand the demand for Hope and pre-K continues to grow. And so we are looking for opportunities to grow our business. And we are doing several things. We are looking to maintain product relevance at retail. As of now, we are a 27-year-old lottery. The marketplace has changed dramatically since 1993, as have customers' expectations. Back then, we could introduce a game, put it on the shelf, and not have to worry about it for about a year or so. Not anymore. We introduce new games every month and are always conducting games promotions. We started with 2 games and now have more than 60 games on the market and even at any given time throughout the year. We are expanding our corporate business development, especially at non-traditional retail locations. In other words, this is a fancy way of saying we want to be what people are, like at the airport. Our Atlanta airport locations are now the number 2 retailers in the state. The number 1 retailer is in Tallapoosa, the last exit on I-20 before Alabama. We worked for years in conjunction with Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport to open kiosks in the north and south baggage claim areas. And last year, we opened a new location on one of the concourses. So now customers can purchase and claim prizes without having to go outside of security. And with a new retailer partner in Walmart, we are continuing to expand into new locations. We just completed our most recent rounds of installations in November, bringing our total to 119 Walmart locations so far. Our goal is that you will be able to purchase a lottery ticket at over 140 Walmart locations in Georgia. We are growing our interactive and mobile channels that started in 2012. You can now go to georgialottery.com or download the Georgia Lottery's app for Android and iOS to play some of our games, scan your tickets, and to see if you have won and check winning numbers. This acts as not only a convenience feature for players for information, but it also grows our brand awareness. Based on the numbers and feedback that we have received, our players are loving it. We already have over 1.7 million app downloads and over 1.5 members of our Players Club. And we're always looking and working to engage our players, especially internet and mobile players, with new offerings like Cash Pop. Cash Pop is our newest draw game that can be purchased through the app, online, or at retail. Players can pick one number from 1 to 15, and if they match that number to the one drawn, they win. It's just that simple. There are 5 drawings every day, and we believe that Cash Pop will be a great addition to our portfolio. Lastly, COAM. In April of 2013, the Georgia Lottery Corporation statutorily assumed the regulatory duty of licensing, compliance, and enforcement of coin-operated amusement machines, COAMs, in Georgia. COAM helped generate $66 million to education last year. We are continuing to work hard and to maximize revenues and to ensure the long-term viability of the educational programs that we fund. I hope this has been enlightening. I hope this has been helpful to you. Thank you again for your time and the invitation to join you this morning.
Hey, how you doing? Eric Kate City.
I'm good.
Brad Grimes.
I think I'm smelling some gas in my yard out here.
All right, and what area are you smelling at?
Over here in this area, the meter's on that side over there.
Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna check the meter and make sure there's not a leak there.
Okay.
Then we'll locate the line out and put down a couple holes just to check on the ground to make sure you don't have a leak. We'll check each corner of your house. If you could, just stay on the porch.
Okay.
If you think you have a gas leak, we're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Call us at 478-277-5048.
All right, guys, look, I'm not going to stand at the microphone. I need your help with something. If you can hear me really, really quick, Cassie's fixing to go out in the lobby and get Malia. Malia is celebrating 20 years at the Chamber this month, and I have a nice award for her and a weekend getaway. But when she comes in the room, can we stand and applaud when she comes in the room? So, Cassie, would you go get Malia?
Goodness.
We want to tell you that we love you and congratulations on 20 years of service to the Double and Orange Chamber. So we have a nice award for you, and we're going to include Carnage on this as well. This is a weekend getaway for the two of you.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
Thank you. Here, just
Y'all have took me by surprise, my goodness. I really don't know what to say other than thank you so much for allowing me to become a part of your lives, personally and in your business lives. You have enhanced my life more than what probably I've ever done anything for you. I just appreciate you all, and I thank you so much. This is wonderful. Thank you so much.
I think y'all know this is the person that gets things done for us and has kept our chamber moving throughout many, many hard times and difficult years. So, Malia, thank you so much. I do want to say thank you, Amanda, to Ortho Pro for your sponsorship this morning. You guys are awesome. If you guys have not been by Ortho Pro, go by and see Amanda. I don't know that there are many more people more passionate about what they do and how they do and care for their patients. They have a great team, and she would love to show you around over at Ortho Pro. I do want to mention that the February Business After Hours is coming up, and that's sponsored by Bubba's Tire Center, Citizens Bank, Fairview Park Hospital, Houston Clinic. So we hope you'll join us on February the 18th for that. I hesitate to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway because I'm 99% sure we have it. But the Irish Chamber Breakfast Tickets will be going on sale for that pretty soon, really soon, as soon as I can confirm what I'm trying to confirm. But I think we may have a certain field goal kicker from the University of Georgia may come and be our speaker. So as soon as I can confirm that, I'm about 99% sure those tickets will sell out fast for the Irish Chamber breakfast. Because you came to breakfast this morning, you got to hear that first. And you can throw rocks at me if for some reason Mr. Blankenship doesn't come, but I think we're gonna have him. So that will be awesome for the Irish Chamber breakfast on March the 17th. You'll want to get your tables for that quickly. And then our Women in Business program, we got a great program lined up for you as well. That will be on April 15th. And then the Industry Appreciation Golf Tournament right after the Easter Seals Tournament. So play in the Easter Seals Tournament, practice up so you can win the Chamber Golf Tournament. I want you to do both of those. Census, 2020 census is coming up. Very important that you participate in the 2020 census. And I'm going to keep saying that and keep saying that. Census Day is April the 1st. You will start receiving your letters March 23rd, I think, is when they mail those out. So fill those out and send them back in, especially if you don't want someone knocking on your door. Because if you don't fill it out online, if you don't fill out the paper form, or you don't call in with your answer, someone's coming to knock on your door. But we need folks to fill that census out so that we can get the money for Lawrence County that's available to us. It's very important. And as James mentioned this morning, Summer Youth Works. I really just started yesterday working on that program and trying to get folks registered for that. I made about 7 phone calls, and we've got about 7 people right now that are lined up to help us with Summer Youth Works. Kelsla and the folks down at the city and Lance, I appreciate them, and all of our other partners, College and Career Academy that are working, but we need your help. You need a workforce, and we have children in our schools that are ready to go to work. We need to place them in your care and your mentorship to get them working here in Dublin-Lawrence County. Mr. Shelton didn't mention this morning, but something that the lottery folks used to say is today could be the day. It made me think of, automatically, my mind I think of scripture a lot, but 2 Corinthians 5:17 says, "Behold, today is a new day, and all things old have passed away. All things are new in Christ." You have a new day. God's give us a new day of life today. All things old have passed away. They're not coming back. It's a new day. So live this day to the fullest. We're adjourned. Thank you.